name and your position here and talk about where we are.
I'm Constantine Dillon. I'm the superintendent of Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore, and that's where we are. We're at Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore.
Yes. Okay. And do you know why you are here today to be filmed?
We know that Urban League is going to be giving out some awards, and we're in consideration for those awards, and we're pleased to be here.
All right. And let me ask you, first question, why do you feel diversity and inclusion is important?
National parks are part of what makes America America. They are the symbols of the United States. And a lot of times when people think of national parks or the United States, they often have the same symbol in their head. In the Grand Canyon, the Statue of Liberty, the Arch in St. Louis, even the White House is a national park. And we represent the diversity of America both in its natural wonders, but in its historic places. From the Washita battlefield, the home of Martin Luther King Jr., the home of Carl Sandburg the poet, Independence Hall, Gettysburg. These places are all national parks. And in representing the diversity of what this country is, it's important that we also represent the diversity of what Americans are. And Americans have the right and the opportunity to not only visit the parks, but be employed in the parks. And so diversity is an integral part of what we do, both in terms of the mission of the organization, but our service to the American public.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And could you explain to us the significance of this award to your organization?
Well, the award helps recognize, it does, of course, recognize our achievements, but it sends a message to people that the parks are for everybody. And we want you to work here. We want you to volunteer here. We want you to visit here. And by sending that message of inclusion, it helps people understand that, well, that park isn't somebody else's, or that park isn't someplace I'm not supposed to go. That park is for me, whoever you are.
For all Americans.
Right.
All right. All right. And share with us the impact of diversity training and awareness with your organization.
We engage in diversity training on a regular basis. But even more than the training is to make it a part of your normal everyday operations. You know, that is a way of doing business. That's the strength of diversity. Is it's a good business sense. You know, diversity is important to make your business successful, and we don't want diversity to be seen as something someone tells you to do, or something you only think about when you have training. It should be something that's integral to what you do every day. It should be a normal part of your thinking, not something that you have to stop and add on top. Once you do that, it's not working.
And you yourself, you have been training in diversity for a while, have you not?
I've been fortunate to work all over the United States, from the Navajo Indian reservations of Arizona to New York. And that broad background is what made it easy for me to see the value of diversity. And teaching diversity for the National Park Service, I have to say, when I started 25 years ago, it was a little bit tougher. For some people didn't quite understand what we're talking about, but it's changed a lot over the years, and it's much more a part of our normal way of business now.
Okay. And how does your mission and vision support or encourage diversity here?
Well, it is, this park's reason for being a national park is its ecological diversity.
Yes.
But also its diversity of its human history. The people who came here to work in the steel mills, the people who settled this land from the east, the people who were the native people, Miami and Potawatomi, who were here originally, the people who came through here during the Great Migration on their way to Chicago. There's a diversity of human history as well as natural history that cannot be separated.
And what diversity goals are in place for the organization, and what efforts are used to accomplish this?
We don't set specific goals. We don't try to work in numbers. But what we set is a mindset, a way of thinking, that working with diversity all the time should be part of what we do. And we don't want to set artificial numbers as much as we want to set the idea that this is what we expect everybody to be considering part of their normal way of doing work.
That is awesome. And we want to thank you.
All right, let Gary.
Yes,
you can ask
yes.
him
And
some
then we'll do
questions.
an outro with him.
Right.
So at this point, you want to say your name again, your title, and do you want him to say,
Well, I want him to say,
I'm encouraged, with diverse, how do you?
or I look forward to being a part of the Urban League's luncheon.
Okay,
And I
great.
have Gary here that maybe can share some other information.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
So you'll end with thanking
Absolutely.
the Urban
Right.
League, the title, and
Mhm.
ready? Okay.
I'm Constantine Dillon, the Superintendent of Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore. I'm pleased to be able to have this opportunity to talk to the Urban League and be part of the Urban League's luncheon and awards. And I also like to offer an opportunity here for you to talk to Gary Trainum, the Deputy Superintendent of Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore, for some of his perspectives on what the park does.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.